everybody. It's Mina. Hello. Sorry about karaoke today. My voice is still saying no, 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 no. So, we're playing that weird game that everyone was talking about. At the advice of Argo, I stayed mostly blind to what this game is about. I didn't know if it was going to start right away, so I just left it on this screen. Hello, RJ. Welcome. Welcome to the Dreamland. Also, hello, Argo. Welcome to the Dreamland. How are ya? How are ye? I kind of almost want to wait for Ava, because I'm gonna go DM her real quick. Hello, Cortez. Welcome to the Dreamland. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. No. I was gonna pick subtitles. It wasn't that I was in doubt. I will pick subtitles. Of course I will. Where is Ava? Eva. I just want to make sure Ava's here. But yeah, of course. No, I'm gonna have Italian subtitles. Remember, folks, we'll get to your favorite. Yeah. I'm gonna just play really dumb. I'm just gonna be really stupid the whole time, so don't worry. Also, Argo's gonna guide me, so anyone who's here, like, why isn't she doing that? Don't worry, Argo knows. And he's ready. So you should not worry too much. Okay. Alright, fine. Okay, let's just... speaking of, I think this sound might be a little loud. Okay, we're just gonna try this. Let me know if the sound is okay. I just tested that it worked. I didn't actually test the levels because I didn't want to click anything. I didn't want to click anything. No. Okay. I have no idea about the game, so I don't care, lol. That's fine. But, you know, there are people. It's one of those games, you know? I have not. Why would I choose yes? Until the computer is barely visible. Here. How does it look? How does this look for you? I can see it, but barely. What about you? It's fine? Okay. Okay. Hello, Arson. Welcome to the Dreamland. Oh. I'm gonna wait for it to turn. Just give me a second. I want it to be as precise as possible. Very precise, you know? Hello, Arson. How are you doing today? Here we go. That was... Alright. I had a feeling that it was just gonna start once I finished. Okay. Thank God. Okay. That is some Someception right there. So I guess we gotta figure out where Stanley got that parable, you know? Or whatever. I didn't play the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Let me know if the sound is fine.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
All the time.
Although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
No!
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
It was me.
Something he would never quite forget.
Me. I
He had
happened.
been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Oh no!
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
No. Okay. Yeah, how do you interact with things? Q? E? Give me that box! I want the box. Okay. I can't get on the chair. I can just walk through it. Ugh, okay. Not much I can do in here. Yeah, I'm clicking on things. What? Yeah. Whenever I left click in here, that's all I hear. Oh, hold. I don't think this door can be opened.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No, that is the last thing I will do.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
No, I will not. Shoo. Recommendations from the Oversight Committee. That's all I can read on that. That's way too small. Way too small. See the crowd. Okay. It was worth a try. Hello, Nipweenie! Welcome to the Dreamland. Also, hello, Augustus. Welcome to the Dreamland. I'm clicking on everything. Give me the papers! No? That really looked like it was gonna open!
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Is there an achievement?
5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort.
Okay, how many times?
5 clicks.
How many?
Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort.
I'm clicking! I'm clicking it. Door 430? Got it. Okay. Maybe it'll open.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause.
Click!
Perhaps 50 clicks will do.
Click.
Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Oh, I'm doing it.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley.
Oh, I'm hustling the door.
A willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
I'm gonna find door number 417. Where is it? Where is it? Where's my clickety-clackety click? Where's my...
Great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Oh, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. He wanted me to go to the meeting room. Now I'm clicking on doors. I'm into this. I just want to play. Mina just wants to play. What is it? 437, right? So that's maybe through here. Where is it?
When Stanley came to a set of
No!
two open doors, he entered the door.
I went the wrong way. No, I'm gonna go to the right. Fuck you.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
No!
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, I thought it was this way.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
No.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
I'm annoying him.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
I got my first achievement! You can't jump! Stop bugging! No!
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
E to interact. Okay, fine. He won't let me go back, then I'll just keep going.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
No! Nope. Nope. Whee! Oh no! I would never lie.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I wouldn't lie. I would never lie. I would never. I would never lie. I'm a good pip. I love how you try to open every single door. I'm just that kind of gal, you know. I open all the doors. No! I would never lie. I would never lie. Ever. Do not jump from the cargo lift when it is in motion. Will cause death. Need a card for that? Don't got no cards. Nope. Okay, time to jump. Okay, start moving.
Look, I think perhaps we've... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Wait, what if I get sent back to the beginning? Yes! I can try the doors again!
All of his co-workers... Oh, please. Are you really just doing this?
I'm gonna do it again!
Achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth?
I'm gonna go! I can do the doors!
Just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks.
Click every door!
You were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the
click
that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly.
Okay, we need to find 437. Okay. I'm the strongest man.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way.
Oh, there
no
it
matter what the
is.
cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
It should be over here. Wait. This way? We found it!
Great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Yes!
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now,
Fuck yeah.
door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Wait, it looked like it was opening. Why didn't it open? Wait, where's 415? Where's 415? Because this is... That's where I'm supposed to go, right? That's 417. Oh, okay, so I just need to go this way now? Is 415 in here, Argo? I don't want to ruin it again. $4.15 is in here, right? I don't want to ruin it again. I finally got my chance to do it again. Yeah, but what if I miss my Thor quest? Okay. Yes!
Now, back to door number 437.
Oh! Door. It's not that I don't want to die. I want my I don't know. I want whatever.
How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Ha! Where is it?
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Oh, I am ready.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
They are here? Okay. Oh. Okay. Wait, okay. Yep.
Yes! This is great!
Yes!
You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Woo! I'm a professional.
We've almost got it!
Woo!
Now the copy machine, do that one again!
I feel so validated in throwing him for a loop. Let's go!
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
We fucking did
only
it!
A few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
I just wanted to click on doors, sir. Is there anything else we can fuck around with? Hey! I'm tall now. Okay, there doesn't seem to be much to do here. Let me out! Okay. Hello, Silent Mitsuri. Welcome to the Dreamland. How are you doing? How are you doing? Jump on the plane. Okay, fine. Mina developers QA tester. Is QA testers of the dreams. Mina just like potential to fuck around. Yes, sir. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I got up. Okay, let's go. We are vibing. Give me whatever's in here. Come on. Give me. And he gets on. Can he get on these? No. Give me. I think we had a good little moment there together, you know? What does it say? I hate Mondays. Same. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you so much, Misuri, for the follow. We are doing great. We just got through clicking on doors. It was the greatest thing ever. Okay. What do we do next? Why is there just a conference of chairs? Like nothing else. Sales in this quarter. Oh, we are doing... This does not make sense. Predictions. What else does that guy say? No! That guy is screaming, no! Okay. Okay, I'm ready to go on now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I would never. We're still going
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I'm gonna fuck around in the employee lounge for even longer this time.
Wow. Yes. This room.
Wee.
What a gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Wee. No, I also got the you can't jump achievement. Wee.
Yes.
Wee.
Really worth it.
Wee. Because I kept running into the I kept running into the chairs here for like ages. I was like neon, and I was like neon, and I was like neon, like that. You can make a psychological study of people.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy.
I just want to try and exhaust the voice acting. I love exhausting the lines, so I'm just going.
Everyone left.
Bonk. Yes. I am the reason everybody left this place. Yes.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue.
Yes.
When a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
No. I know that if I'm stubborn, he'll do something. Give me something for the... Okay, let's try jumping on the table. Okay, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Yeah, okay. Oh, I will keep up this battle for as long as I fucking need to. Yes. I don't care. Unless Argo's like, oh, nothing happens, then no. Wait, I see. I want to see if I can get on. You see that? See that? It looks like I can get on it. Damn it! Look, my stubbornness knows no bounds. Both accounts. Yes. Do I stay here and keep being stubborn? I'm good! I'm good! I did it! Yes! I got on the chair! I'm Kami-sama. I have ascended. I have ascended. Yeah! I tried so hard for so long. You are my favorite. I love you. Okay, let's keep going.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Bye.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Okay, this time I will not die. I do want to go over there, though.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
I get to go places.
Please, Stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for her.
You went like jumping.
Stanley, your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
And who is that she? Yeah, I don't trust it. Yeah, I don't trust it. Man, way to silently close the door on me, gee, bro. Gee, son. Oh, hey! Nice. Alyssa the Void. Ah!
That's her, Stanley.
Oh, oops. Oh, well. Hello. Hello. Oh.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now.
Let me out.
Come in and tell me all about
your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
I want to move.
To you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
No.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
No! Let me in. I don't want to go. No. What a dick! Look at that. What a Okay, I'm gonna take a running. Okay, I'm gonna take a running jump at it. Come on. That didn't do anything. Okay, one more. Okay, one more. I can do it. Ha! Okay. Hello, Kitty Toe. Welcome to the Dreamland. He won't let me out. You win this time. Okay, one more try. Yep. Okay, fine. Yes.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
No. Who the hell put a chair there, lady? I think you might need some help in regards to decorating your house, because this is a problem. This is a problem. A real problem. Does something happen if I refuse to? Okay, I'm gonna jump on the. Okay, one more time. No, it doesn't work. Can I jump on the chair? Oh, I can't even walk. I can't even walk to the doorway. No! You can't. No! I can't even take a. Yes. If a game is being smart ass and trying to tell me to do shit, I will try to do anything else. No. You know what? Fucking fine.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
No, I don't want to keep doing it. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. I'm done. I don't want to. Hey, lady, can you help me? Please. Please. I don't wanna. I'm gonna push U. There we go. Gonna press O. How do you like that? I think not. Oh wait, I didn't. Okay, he didn't react. But I thought I'd fucking try. Fine! You win this one! Guy trapping me in this room where the TV doesn't even fucking work.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures.
Can't even open my
Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown.
Open my Switch.
Discoveries of new lands.
Wonderful.
And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Oh, fun.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined
took away
that
my
one day
TV!
at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
I will say, she does look a little pale, huh?
Excited him terribly.
Did you make sure to get your D vitamins? Oh, I'm gonna be with the boys?
He went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door.
The boys.
Neil thought that his decisions would mean something was always too wonderful to behold.
How do I get out? I want to get out of here, but I can't. Okay, fine.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Okay, how about this angle? No. Nope. Okay. On board. Nope. I can't get on the desk. Yep. It really looks like I should be able to get up there. Come on. Just gonna hug it until it'll let me up. Come on. Fine. No jumping.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head, he relived it again.
It won't let me.
And then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets.
Yeah, anime works. Anime noises always work. Nope. Okay.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer. But as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
No! I'm not gonna, no. No.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
No.
Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see.
No.
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Ah! I did it. No! I did it! Ah! I did it. But there's a
All of
fort.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No. No, no, no. See, there's 426. So this is where you were hiding! Okay. I want to see if there's anything else in that place.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Whee!
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
Whee!
well.
Argo is the
Perhaps he
narrator.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Whee! Whee!
The lounge was sublime,
Whee!
a work of art. But
Whee!
eager to get back to business, Stanley took
Whee!
the first open door on his left.
Whee! Whee! Whee!
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
So I guess I can't go down here because it...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot
Wait,
here.
it says here
I'm
you
not your
can't
enemy,
jump
really.
off while it's moving,
I realize
right?
investing your trust in someone else can be
But what if I
difficult,
wait
but the
till it
fact
stops
is that the
moving
story
over
has been
here
about
and then
nothing
jump?
but
What will
you
happen?
all this time?
Can I go down
Someone
here?
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now,
See if
I'm
it just...
not asking
Is
for
it just
me,
gonna stop over here?
asking for her.
You know, stop. So what if I jump now?
But in his eagerness
Damn
to prove
it!
that he is in control of the
Hey!
story and
You
no
told
one
it was
gets to
only
tell
while
him
it
what
was
to do,
moving! It was standing
Stanley
still! You
leapt on the
lied!
Platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley.
You
Everyone
lied!
thinks you are very powerful.
You can move while it moves. I thought that was the opposite of what it told you to
All of
do.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Fine. I'm gonna try to get down
Stanley
there.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No. No. No, I have places to be, you
Stanley came to a
narrator.
set of 2 open doors.
Places to
Not the
be,
correct way
things
the
to
meeting room,
do,
and Stanley knew it
people
perfectly
to
well.
see.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business,
No.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible
it says-
he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. See?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about... Really? Something? Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
Let's
Let me
go!
prove that I'm on your side. Give me
Wait,
a
what?
chance.
I never saw anybody do it this way. What are you talking about? Wasn't that what I was supposed to do? Wait, what? Wait, what? I just did as you told me to. I. Yes. 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 People dropping the lift is over the. I forgot it went there. So I was like, I just have to go now. I was just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm a genius. I literally forgot it went over the walkways. I was just, I have to jump. I have to jump. It's my only chance. Open. 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 No, okay. Ooh, there's a chair. It's a chair. What else is there in here? It's a gas. Whatever. Pipe! Okay, let's go. Wood! Oh, hello. Hello. Ha! No buckets, huh? Any buckets? Any buckets? Okay, let's go. Mina has zero brain cells. Don't worry about it. I just do. The narrator has given up on me. That's all I can figure out. He's quit. He's done.
Now listen carefully. This is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, there's the blue door. Ha ha!
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Whee! It's a long corridor. Ooh. Oh, why hello.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Jump, please!
Tell you what.
Jump,
take a
please!
stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback.
Ooh!
There we go. A third option. This really feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Ooh! Ah!
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut.
Yeah.
I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
Click,
Let's take a look.
Click. I have a leaderboard. I have a leaderboard now. What does it do? Damn it! Yeah! That definitely sounds like me. Beautiful! I love it.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing.
Oh, I love QT.
Look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
I love QT. Let's go.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful.
Should I be win or lose at this game?
Desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Oh no!
Heartless bastard. Do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Boop. What are we playing? What are we playing? What are we playing? It's cool. Oh, that's an achievement.
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted, erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Yo, let's go. Is there somewhere I can jump down and die? Let's go! Haha! I see why this game took up so many gigs now. Okay. Haha! Ha! Woo! Okay, I can't die. Okay, fine. Fine.
No, it can't be.
Flowers? Look at all the flowers!
It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
And oh no!
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
No!
You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
No!
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
No! Let me down. No! No! Oh no.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game,
I can't crouch!
Phenomenally impressed.
Why nobody tell me I can crouch? Hello?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown
Sports
together.
ball?
Yes, I think surely we must.
Sports ball?
Here's the ball.
Look, if you want to... If you want to know, like, how easily I get lost, I need a map in Minecraft.
What are you doing?
Enjoying my time, you know? I'm the ball. I'm the ball.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
I'm sports ball now. Why nobody tell me I could crouch, man? Oh, hey, a wrench. Gimme. Gimme. Woo! There's an even further beyond! Oh, hello. Man, this place is dark. It's kind of spoopy. Interesting. Oh man, this is spoopy. I need a map in The Sims. I mean, that is very fair. This is kind of creeping me out, bro. This isn't really the vibe. I don't like this. Okay, come on, kill me now, please. No? I don't like it. I don't like this. I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it. I regret my decisions, let me out. I'll be good. Please let me out. Ah! There's light. Gimme, 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 gimme. Whoopee. I'm out, I'm out, I'm out, I'm out, please. Here's home. I am home. Okay, I'm actually kind of lost now. Hey, look! Woo! Look at me being all cool and techie. Bruh. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Oh no. Oh no. I have paid for my hubris. And I hate this place. I hate it so much. I want to go back there. Mommy! What if this isn't the consequence of your own actions? Shut up! I would never. Please
Excuse
just...
me? What he found.
Are you
No!
If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with it. Learn the heavy cost that
Thank
comes with
you.
it. He'll
Thank you for
understand
scaring the
soon what I
shit
was
out of
trying to
me.
tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Stop it. Ah! Okay. I'm back home.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers.
Humu,
He never
humu.
functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought
Wah.
of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly,
Yes.
truly, deeply,
Yes.
madly, love.
Yes.
But eager to get back to business,
Room sexual
took the
Stanley.
first open
Exactly.
door on his left.
Oh, I'm gonna yawn back there. See what else I can find.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired.
Okay,
years
fine.
ago.
I'll do it the real way this time.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
I'll do the normal way now.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else is difficult, but the fact is that the story has been...
Look,
about
that's a
nothing
very
but you
reasonable
all
jump,
this
right?
time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone...
What?
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Should we try the red door? 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 Should we try being that? You know what? Mr. Narrator, I was very mean to you before. I will be nice. Just this one.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Maybe just a secret door, you know? Okay, fine. Woo!
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Can't go further back than that. Okay. Ooh, shiny.
Here. Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Shiny.
If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place,
shiny.
Stanley, I think I feel happy.
Oh,
I actually
shiny.
feel happy.
Oh, shiny. Ooh. Shiny. Ooh. But what is this? It's a door.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Ooh. Ah.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
I can walk stairs. I'm a good boy. See? See? See?
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this
See?
from me.
See? I'm a good boy. I can walk on stairs.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Oh, hello. It's like in the swimming pool. You could also just put a door up here, bro. Yeah, but you know what? We can imagine the water. Also, somehow I missed the notification, but thank you so much, Cassie, for the follow. I have no idea how I missed it. Okay. Yeah. See down there? That's all the beautiful water.
No!
Ow.
Oh.
Yay!
You lived.
I mean, I can do it again! I can do it again!
Please get no.
I can do it
What are
again!
you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take
I can
this
do it
away
again!
from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die,
How do I
we'll
do?
both go back. Why are you doing this?
Wee! Again! Yay!
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
I thought it was gonna be nice.
Correctly?
I thought it was gonna be nice to him. You fought. Woo!
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
I'm just
I
vibing.
wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
Can I go this
It
way?
looks like you wanted to make a choice after all.
Boop.
Well, this one is yours.
I feel like I'm walking a lot slower now. It's probably because this is actually gonna kill me. Wait, they're playing it too? That's so much fun. I'm walking way slower now. I can feel it. That is the sign of slowly, so yeah, I'm also sad. So now I want to die because I'm sad.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
Look, I don't think this was our ideal ending, you know? I don't think this was the way we were supposed to go, narrator.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What do we want to do if we go for the blue door again? I'm not going down into that place.
When Stanley came to a set of
I'm not doing it.
This was not the correct way to the meeting
That was
room,
so scary. I don't like scary.
He wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic. Like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room.
Okay.
It all made Stanley uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little. This made him smile. At last, proof that he was human.
In that case, is there anything more we can do?
Back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Argo? Is there any more I can do in the big storage room? Because if not, I'm just gonna go this way and see what happens. There's one more ending in the okay. The phone? Yes. Okay. Not picking it up. How did I get there again?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired.
Yeah, it was up and ahead, right?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
I'll do it.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for... This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
I believe it was in here.
She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone?
Oops!
That wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Oopsies, I'm sorry. Oops.
It's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one
I'm so sorry. Oops.
Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand.
Oopsie!
How are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Wrong choices.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice.
That me.
He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people.
That's me.
Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which
That's me.
choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Okay, I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna practice making good decisions.
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process.
Fish!
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you
Fish!
make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant. And the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Hello.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you
No.
Through the story. That's
No.
We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
No. No. Angry fish. I want to go down there so bad. Dang it. Oh, thank you. Doopy doopy doo. How far can I go back?
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending. The story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
No. But what if I don't? What if I fucking don't? Yeah. Okay. Confused fish. Sad fish. Dang it. Lot of fishies in chat. At this point, Stanley knew that the doors were not gonna budge. Oh no, they weren't. Oh boy. Okay, I'll go here.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Yes, sir.
All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. You're not too late.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Come on, that looks like it could be open too. Let me in! Oh. Wait. What can I do up here? Is there any point to being up here? It won't open the door. Come on, Stanley. Come on, Stanley. There you go. Now I am at the top of the world. It still won't open. Okay. Well, let's try it again. Come on. Come on, narrator-san. We'll do it again. No? How do I get you to do what I want? If the world is one glitchy office corridor, then you're... Yes, it is. That is my world, Argo. Got a problem with that? Should I go the correct way now? Should I go the correct way now? Is this where I give up? What does it say? From the Oversight Committee. Words! General questions about bucket filling. A short history of the relations between Poland and Austria-Hungary. Do you know about that, Argo? What an interesting company. Well, I guess. Okay, let's go. We're going to learn at the end of the game this is only Mina's head because she's actually in a padded room and totally mad. Leave me alone! Okay, fine. Okay, I'm going to your stupid room now.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect?
Legal?
How can I go back to that?
Question mark?
I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way.
What to do about 432?
Until
432 about this meeting.
All of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do
Pranking
I do?
floors meeting.
No, I have to.
We broke Wednesday. No!
I have to.
Woo! No! You broke the game! No! Woo! We're going on the space journey?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
Yes.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you?
Nope.
You're a child.
Yes.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Okay. Voidfish!
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ha! You really should just not. You really just should just tell me to go through the door on the right. It's so easy.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just
gonna keep
follow my
going.
lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Why
did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
I'm just vibing.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Third time's the charm, okay?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
Damn it.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always
all of the fish.
Story first.
Stop that, Niblini. No fish shaming.
Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
No fish shaming.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, Mr. Narrator. I guess you win this time. Ooh. It's a womb.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Thank you for the good advice. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Charts and slides. Charts and slides. Ooh. Okay. Bus appreciation spreadsheet. Oh no! Transcend. Football. Comatose! I found it. Mitosis. Oh yes, please. Pollution. Hell yeah. Less air. Fun. Okay, let's read all this shit. Bi-quarterly post review. We need less reviews. 4 2 + 4 or 5 want to get rid of the deaf sport portion in the primary review schedule. But I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers. More water cooler heaters. Just needs to be more nip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net? Some sort of child trap? Throw something in the ideas bin. No more bins, trash cans. Renaming of the idea bin. Firing of MG. Space between the teenagers. A lot of %. Fun. I did already read a lot of that. The office party pre-review of weekly review. 8bird! This box is too small! Termination Tuesdays. That sounds fun. Mergers. Okie dokie. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Right, next day's agenda reflects. Employee 417, 405, 491, 416, 431. Jim. It's okay. See you later, Cortez. Have fun. The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. What? Push for funding for R plus D of new coffee machine. Standard grabs 40x wide. Not cost efficient! Get Chris out of the bloom closet! Synergize papers. Ongoing. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire a paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of blah, blah, blah. Synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market parade. Monetize free to play. Help! I'm opposed it! What does it say? Profits, business, money, statistics. And you. What is hot? Requires more secondary research of the stripes. Color segment. The stock market is somewhere here. Graphs about things plus money. We have our new product. Happy feelings. Violet James, you are fired. Things, money. More money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs. Graphs about things and money. Yes, sir. Money. Profits, profits, profits. Question mark. Telephone directory. Oh, how much fun. Hey, yo. Chris! Get out! Chris! I'm begging you, Chris! Chris! You don't have to stay in there! Let me in! Look, I'm gonna... Ah, Chris. Ooh.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Damn it, quiz. What the fuck is this place? Man, this is such a corporate jokes. Haha. Ha ha ha. You know, like spending minimal money on your employees, but...
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it.
Hello?
Surely behind this door lay all the
My name is
answers to his
Mina.
questions.
Please let me in.
Probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown.
Oh my god.
He drew a sharp breath and listened to the code.
What's the code? What was it? What was the code? Never mind.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Day Shark 420.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Baby Shark.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself. You coward. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, hello.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door.
Aww.
Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
Sorry.
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward.
Oops.
Please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So,
Look at Stanley, he vibing.
are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there?
He not.
Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide.
See? Do you not want me back now? See?
Best choice.
You definitely want me back.
That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
But also that 4 hours thing sounds like it would be painful. I guess if you can use both E and the left click, you could like alternate between them for 4 hours. But bruh, depending on how fast you have to click. See? Did you want that, narrator son? You did not. Is there anything I can do in here? I don't think so. Ooh. Like a secret little area back here. How spoopy.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries?
Yeah, don't worry about
Something
it.
crucial happened while my senses were turned.
My hands are not
Maybe
built for
I'll
that.
be more careful with time from now on.
But is there anything more on the door to the right at this point? I don't think so.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Like,
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge.
lounge.
What a room, Stanley thought to himself. What a room, what a room, what a room. This is what Stanley thought. What a room. What a room, what a room. What a room.
What a room.
Va-va-voom. What a room.
Va-va-voom. What a womb. Yum, yum, yum.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your coworkers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Yeah! Va-va-voom in a voom. In a womb.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this
Fine.
room bordered on creep, but at last he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Like, okay, there's nothing more through here. Right, that's what you said. There's nothing more through there, so I'll just go this way.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Whee! Oh.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Well. Don't really got much of an option, do I?
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Okay, sir. Left.
No, not the right.
Okay.
Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
Mr. Narrator, son, you're a bit...
Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Left. He's not good at this.
Now let's see.
I think we should get a better narrator.
Down, left, right. Yep. Okay. Yes, I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh dear. Why is there no one in the car, but it's on? That's weird.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage
this looks
nonsense,
fun.
We'll just restart the game from the beginning. And
Ooh.
this time, suppose we don't
Hello, Mira Joe.
off track.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a menace to society. Don't worry about it. Welcome to the dreamland. Hello. I am a menace to society. You should. Hey guys.
His co-workers were gone.
You should tell them about the jump that I made.
To go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Walking through the office again.
When Stanley... Wait, what?
That's a lot of doors.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh.
Hey!
Oh, did something change?
More option!
Did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you?
You did it!
Wrote the story.
That job was definition
Right
of...
here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then.
Come on.
Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Sounds fun. I'm gonna start with this door. Oh, how whimsical. Ooh. This looks promising. Maybe not. Do.
I'll say it.
Thank you so much.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
Thank you so much for the follow.
Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Ah, no, I was having so much fun. No.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Chopping off we go. Oh.
Yep, it's worse.
Oh, hello.
I'm remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
Thank you so much for the subscription. Oh my god, welcome to the Fluffers. Hello, thank you so much. Oh my god, I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Oh, okay. Ooh.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
It does?
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Yes, sir. Oh, dear.
Now this
doesn't look like the story, Mr. Narrator.
Place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
Yes.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yeah!
Congratulations!
Woo!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
Hell yeah.
No, I don't feel right about this at all.
I win!
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time.
Slow clap.
I have to restart.
Oh no! I wanted to keep saying it. Oh, no!
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable
Adventure line! Woo!
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Where are we going? I'm going away from size 5 seconds and missed the wind. Sorry.
See, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
I will go, sir.
Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there.
That was very weird.
Apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh. Vegas! This is very loud! This is very, very loud. Can I run from the music? Vegas almost with against that! Ah! Let me go, please! Free me! Free me! It's very loud for me. Very, very loud.
Cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
Ooh.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You
It
won't
fern?
miss anything.
It green. It in a vase. It green. Look at that fern. It's so green. Mina, the only person who wanted the song out of here. Yeah. Yeah. That was a lot, okay? I studied the fern, just like I studied the blade.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? After we
How?
you,
How?
everything we've been
Line!
Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Line, how dare you? I guess we're not following the line.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Ooh. That sounds fun. Let's go.
Now, yes, this is exciting.
Adventures.
Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley.
You,
I'd also
TM.
like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Okie dokie. Oh. Yeah, that's gotta be a hard one to complete. Sorry about that. Oh, hello.
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How
Control.
important we mustn't squander the opportunity.
Okay,
But
sir.
I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere,
Yeah.
the place where we're trying to go,
Yeah.
there must be a reverse door
Yeah.
that leads here. And that in turn means
Yeah.
that our destination
Uh-huh.
corresponds
Yeah.
with that counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, Will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
Woo!
Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
The confusion ending. End up in another building. Narrator restarts the game. Third restart. Adventure line. Nonsense philosophy and music. Return to office. Return to the monitor room. Fourth restart. Adventure into unexplored territory. Find the line again. Find the confusing ending schedule. Narrator restarts the game. Fifth restart. Narrator forgets about previous restart. Aw, thank you so much for the biddies. I appreciate it. Oh my god, you're so nice. Thank you so much. I don't know why it doesn't show up. I have no idea why it doesn't show up. My alerts is being weird today. Yes. 18 minutes! Stanley attempts to play the story but is prevented. Unable to go anywhere to do anything. The game starts on its own. Sixth restart. Find the line again. Begin following the line. Find an identical replica of the office that has begun to deteriorate. Attempt to make up a story here. Narrator restarts the game. Seventh restart. There's no longer an office. Simply black space. Wander in the blackness. Find a bookstore. Get bored and leave. Narrator restarts the game. Eighth restart. The narrator is gone. After a long time, Stanley dies.
Oh, hold up. What's this?
Ah.
Confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
Yes!
That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Yeah, there it is.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget?
F you.
My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Yeah, it was
Wall.
delayed. I was like, I'm telling you.
Who consulted me?
It's being weird today.
Why do I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess
What are we gonna do, Mr. Narrator?
You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Journey.
Well, in the meantime, if you...
Ah! We broke it. No!
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
A painting or a photo? Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Argo. Whoa. Argo, hello. Let's go, whoa, ayo. Oh. Now that is a door I cannot ignore.
Oh, new content? What does that mean? New content.
Oh, dearie me. No! Where's it taking me? Oh boy.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
You're welcome!
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
New content.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that
Ooh.
expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
So exciting.
Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Ooh.
Oh, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Oh, interesting. Let's go.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but
Love
I'm sure
this.
it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Oh. Oh, dear.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we...
I
Should we be moving
I
somewhere?
fell for
There
it.
we go. All right, finally,
Okay.
at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Content. The
All
jump
right.
circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Jump. I love this. Ah! No! Mom, I ran out of stuff. Can I rig it? No! I used all my jumps. Yes. No, Mom!
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Ooh. What is... Nope. Didn't even save her. I'm just speed run. Yes. Speed 1. There's probably some more content. Don't worry about it. We'll go find it.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
Oh, I'm
It's
giving it a
just
10 out of 10.
elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
Yes!
New content? Then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Yay!
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley?
Woo!
This is what
I
happens
got to jump!
when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please
ignore."
What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Have fun with that.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like
A
always.
golly old time.
What do you say, friend?
Golly old time. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. A golly old time. Are we having a golly old time? I think we're having a golly old time. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Let's go. Where are we going, friends? Oh no! Oh no! Why did you move my office?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Okay, fine. I'll trust you this once. That looks like it. Mina vented. So yeah, I vented. I vented. I sus.
You remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
Ooh.
Just our little secret. Take a look.
Are we playing Dark Souls? Is this Dark Souls?
I call it the Memory Zone.
Ooh.
It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
The Memory Zone. The Memory Zone.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games back then, it all meant something.
That's funny. That is funny. So welcome back, Mitsuri. Hope you're having fun. I can't enter the sweet zone. The zone, sweet zone. Oh, look at all the good times. And all the CDs. Smile because it happened. The dollar. Very important. Ah, yes. Right. I do remember these. Super don't go outside. That's gonna be fun. Aw, hell yeah. Creator surprisingly down to earth. Colleges show uneven effort to enroll poor. Costs hinder new tack to achieve diversity. Fun. 50% off designer hat! But a small creature owns the other half. Gosh diddly do. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Will you do? Ooh. That's Stanley, bruh. Yeah, no, I remember you sending me that achievement, Argo. It's like ultra go outside. Invisible wall. You asshole.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like
Oh,
the
cute.
stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original
He is
Stanley
welcome.
Parable
Thank you so
was.
much for the wait.
It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now it's nothing.
And
It's
nothing!
no games at all. It's not even the Stanley Parable anymore.
Because I destroyed it!
Husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
And and microtransactions. Okay, let's go. Did you hear that, James Stephanie Sterling? Let's go! Okay, come on. Now, what is this? I can't. Sorry, I can't do maintenance. It was Persona 3! Yeah. What a game. James Stephanie Sterling and Persona 3 reference within like the same 10 seconds. What the hell? Welcome so much, Raiders. How are you doing? My name is Mina. Ah! Fucking Christ, man, Mama. You know how to scare me shitless. Hello, my name is Mina, and I should not have that alert, but I do. Mina died that moment. Yeah, that was terrifying. I'm dying.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley
Carpet texture.
Right,
woo!
That offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories. These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Nope. Let me I used up all my jumps. I guess I'm gonna have to go back. Oh, I can go into the maintenance room.
Hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh, dear.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor.
This is gonna be fun.
In years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
Ooh.
Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
I'm sure.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and funny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than
Olivia, and they have a picture of
funny.
I'm
not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights.
Like clicking on doors?
I'd have the room to stick them.
Like clicking on doors, Mr. Narrator? Yeah, I thought so. Real reviews, fake username. Yeah, I'm assuming. I just love that it was the bug from Metamorphosis. That's the name of the... Is that the name of the story? You know what I'm talking about. The bug guy. Also, the way the positive ones are blurred out gives a good way of showing that people focus on bad reviews and skip the good ones. Yep. Yep. Indeedo. Oh. Hello. Oh no, not a storm. Yeah, like this. Yep.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
Well, who are you then?
Preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness.
Yes.
This is actually quite shocking for me.
I'm sure my review is in there somewhere. The positive one, of course. Maybe.
The game's dialogue as being rather terse.
Noodle Shuff.
You can't know how much fluff
and it's a
from the game to get
goat.
It to feel as an area as it. Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my.
Okay, this one is also blurred. To be fair.
Record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Aww. The poor guy. He's having a hard time.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Skip button.
A
Skip.
skip button. Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you with just the push of a button,
Button,
you'll have
button,
zipped
button,
right
button,
past
button,
it.
button,
It's
button.
what the players have been asking
Button,
for,
button, button,
and I'm
button,
very
button,
proud
button.
to have delivered.
Button.
No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations.
Button!
Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you?
Wait.
But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Oh no.
Not unendurable by any means, but it's... Well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking.
Well, get some more. Get some more. Get some more.
I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button...
Oh, thank you
has
for
been
joining the
aptly
Discord.
demonstrated,
You
and
are
we
very
can say
welcome to...
goodbye to it and just... Wait. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know what's getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door.
Maybe we just
There's
gotta skip some more.
And the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing.
Basically.
Would you think that it's exactly the same as always?
Basically.
Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all.
Ooh.
It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I needed...
Oh no.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time.
I'm pressing the button.
I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity. But what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever...
That's fun. How are you doing? Did I kill the narrator? I think I might have killed the narrator. Oops. That's okay. He's probably just taking a nap. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We'll just keep skipping for a bit. It's fine. It's fine. Oh no. Where's this sound coming from? From the button itself. Oh, the alarm. That's fine. It's probably fine. Oh, the battery ran out. I see.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak.
He literally said before that he'd been there for a year.
They gnashed their teeth and said, "Entertain us." It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that see everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, "Oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place," while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen.
I was hoping that it would give me anyway, you know? We're just vibing in here. Go back here to check. Oh, the pipes need changing. Can something just come and kill me, please? Oh no, the poor thing. Well, let's have some button fun. Caboose.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end,
Hello?
is never the end, 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 is never the end.
How fun!
Is never the end, is never the end.
It's fine, don't worry about it. I'm just waiting for the door to come back, you know? There's something else to happen. Well. Don't worry about it. Can I finally go somewhere? Does not seem like it. That's fine. Hopefully something will fall on my head and I'll die. Let's see. Oh, it's so beautiful. I can't get my door back, you know? Where's my door, man? That's fine. I'll just enjoy my time, you know? Ah, man. Nature is healing. Nature is healing. Then it died. I don't like this timeline. Let's just keep going. Yeah. I think we'll just keep going. Interesting. Does it still work? Aha. Thank you for your time. Man, it held up well. Button broke. Well. Ah, how relaxing. I prefer this kind of world. Oh. Dang. I was really trying to enjoy my time, but you know. Guess we can't have much.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh. New content? New content, man.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
I can't... Ooh. I mean, I can't resist, you know? Shiny! Shiny! Woo! Shiny! Woo! Shiny! Notice this majesty. Yeah. Is it another jump? Is it another jump circle? Oh, please let it be another jump circle. Oh, please.
Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy.
I see.
So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense.
Oh, nonsense.
I say we take it one step even further.
Ooh.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Ooh!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Two. Oh, I am... Ooh.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe. What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there.
Oh,
it's
artistic.
Oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Ooh. Low sofas now. Oh, we are evolving. Paradigm shift, synergy, brick and mortar approach, envelope client-centric marketing. The color red, leverage holistic value. 1, 2, 2 is better than 1. More TSP, better TSP. Win-win. Sequential mindshare. Woo! Let's go. It's the fern. The fern. It's very important. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Old and busted. New hotness. Cool red section of the chart. Boring sections of the chart. Let's keep going. Ooh. Look at all that. Artistic. Nice. Let's keep going. We saw the fern. We must press on.
I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing.
2! Scrum. Assign pitch. Break. Pitch design. Number 2 chat.
Concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them.
2 eyes.
Work itself out.
2 ears.
Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Yeah. 2 ears. 2 nostrils. 2 arms. 2 legs. Question mark? Who took the red marker? Me. Let's go. Let's go. 2. New content. Woo. New features. Woo. Bus. Let's go, boys. Ooh, Expo Hall too.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Can I jump? No. 0 out of 10. Your name is the game. Hear your name in the game. Press a button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Okay.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer
roll to the
is
perfect
that they
button.
want to be individually recognized and validated as people.
Well, I'm not sure
So
what
with
does
that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Because I have no idea. Okay. Let's give it a shot.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you roll
Why not?
as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this
My
feature.
name is Jim.
Play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay.
My
here we
name
go.
is
Let's
Jim.
Take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name.
That's exactly what this is.
Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
I mean, you did not work very hard, but okay. Let's keep going. Imagine if you're actually named Jim. Exactly. Like, that's the fun part, right?
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2. They would appreciate what I've created here.
Oh, please no screenshots. Ooh, I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. Took a screenshot. Fuck you. Ooh. Jump circle. Jump circle. My jump circle. What the fuck is my jump circle? Collect them all? What am I collecting?
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
So what do I do in here exactly? Mom! I'm trying! Jesus, I can't see anything. But there he is. Let me just touch it. Yeah. Yay! Number!
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Ooh!
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world.
Oh no!
Who will be uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers,
No!
we hear you, and I promise it will happen. What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Ah! Oh no! I used
You know
to.
what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. Oh wait, you already spent all your jumps the first time you saw the jump circle. Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative feature.
Not my jump circle! Not my jump circle! Everything is ruined. Infinite hole. Maybe we should save that for later. We'll save the infinite hole for later. How about that? Let's instead head this way. Yep. Rip jump circle, and alright.
Oh goodness, Stanley, this is fairly awkward. I hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go to the bucket exhibit. You see, there's a surprise I was going to spin you later, and it involves the bucket. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see the bucket, okay? All right, I'll get out of your hair now.
Merch! Please, no screenshots. Time to take all screenshots in here.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm
taking a screenshot.
Get well someday and happy 12th birthday. Which would you go with?
Haha. I'm a crime writer, took screenshots.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Oh, thanks. Fuck you. If you don't want my opinion, just say it.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
No, let me steal the merch. The button that says gym. I love it. I've been taking screens. I think the infinite hole is the... Yes, I am lost. I suck at this, okay? You expect me to not get lost in a game? You're on the wrong channel. You're on the wrong channel. Mina is the perfect... Ooh.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is
infinite hole, infinite hole,
hole
infinite.
that you can fall down forever.
Infinite, infinite.
Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Whee! Time for the infinite hole. Whoop! Yee! Woo!
Isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious
Yay!
Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
I'm gonna wait.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
We're waiting?
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, you found the bottom of the hole. You
New
found me
mug.
out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so
Every pause
clever.
button is a Roman numeral too.
Here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling.
You can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Bingo cat. Just the two of us. You and I.
I figured the hole
Yes,
was
sir.
as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
I'm never the problem.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
Sure.
If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Mostly infinite hole. That was pretty great. Can I jump into the hole again? Oh, fuck it, man. I'm going.
Oh, for heaven's sake. You see? I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
I can go now. There we go. Just needed a moment for the game to shut up, and I will just turn off the sound, because if it keeps speaking, then that would be sad. Yeah, and then we'll just go here for a second, because we're gonna do a good old... Where's Poodle there? Woo! Yeah, let's just find something real quick. Food. Yeah. I think I got something I kind of want to sing. It's been on my... I don't know. It's been stuck in my head all day, so... Let's just do it. Don't ask me why this has been stuck in my head all day. It just has. Let me just get this. But yeah, I think it's just easier if I pick a song myself. Just let me properties. Should show up. Hell yeah. Does the sound work? It does.
違いは結局運命で全ては筋書き通りだって悲しみを紛らわせるほど僕は強くないから弾き出した答えの全てが一つ二つ規制を伴ってまた一歩踏み出す勇気を奪い取ってゆくいつか君に捧げた歌今は悲しいだけの愛の歌風に吹かれ飛んでゆけ僕らが出会えたあの夏の日まで巡り合いも結局運命で全ては筋書き通りだって都合よく考えられたら寂しくはないのかな弾き出した答えの全てが一つ二つ矛盾を伴って向こう側へと続く道を消し去ってゆくいつか君に捧げた歌今じゃ悲しいだけの愛の歌風に吹かれ飛んでゆけ僕らが出会えたあの夏の日まで過去も未来もなくなれば僕は自由に飛び立てるかな感情を一つ消せるのなら好きを消せば楽になれるかな君の耳を目を心を共に受けたものすべてをいつか死ぬことができたら次はちゃんと君を愛するかな
Listen, we're waxing. It's a classic right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, boy. Okay. Let me just get us back on track. Just get us back on track. Thank you so much for redeeming Mina Sings. I don't get to do it that often. Let me just turn the sound back on. There we go. Back to the hole! Yes!
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled.
Oh no, I have not had enough.
Really do have so
I'm glad
much
you
more
liked
to
it.
show you and to talk
Please feel
about.
free to redeem it again some other time.
For a lifetime.
Maybe not today. My voice isn't doing great. I don't know if you could tell, but I don't know. I feel like this weird, like, something in my throat. I don't know.
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole.
I appreciate it. No!
Oh, okay.
Maybe I can close the hole.
I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length.
Not
Let's
infinite.
try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Hell yeah. I'm ready for
There
this.
it is. The shape of my... How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching. Oh,
It's my kiddie pool.
you just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Okay, let's go.
Is the, teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else.
No.
Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
No. No. So it begins. No, narrator! Mr. Narrator, I'm going down! I'm going down! Shit down! Mr. Narrator, no! Hey, Argo? Argo? This is just like the elevator in Elden Ring. No! No! Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Nya 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 nya. Let's go.
My head's stronger. You're no longer.
Yeah. Even more. Doggies. Doggies. Doggies.
Stanley? 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 Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it.
But I was going down!
A single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole. And I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
Whenever you leave, something weird happens. No! I'm going back down there again. Okay. Do I get to see the bucket?
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Well, that was fun. I think I've been everywhere. You see the decoration? I did see the button. Oh wait, what's that? Can I get up there? Oh, that's the exit, I think. Okay, fine. I will go see the bucket. Okay, where do I need to go, smartass? And tell me, oh won't you? No! Better shut up. We have gone to the infinite hole and the decorations. No! We have the button. What the hell am I supposed to go see? I did see the gym button. I saw this. I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. What a... And this is the exit. What then am I supposed to look at? Go on, tell me, smartass. Why don't you? Go on, then. Guess I'll go in here, then. Oh, wait, here I've been before, haven't I?
Come now. You've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
Okay, fine. Go on, then. Go on, then, lad. I did also see the... New game. New game. That's gem. It do be jam.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end. Well, we'll figure that out later.
The game? I've been in here. Oh, I found my way out. Yeah, woo. See, I'm smart. You can shut up now. I can't even get in. I'm over it. Can't even get in. What a scam! What an absolute scam. Oh my god. What a scam. Oh, I see. What do setting? Now where is it? Am I now a settings champion? I checked all my settings. Will you let me in now? To get the settings, you'll need to go through each of the sliders. Point by point. That means simply holding down the control stick. What? Okay. Got it. So I'll take like that. Fun. Let's do it. Let's go, bitch. Let's go. D-pad hours. Meow. Wee! Ooh. Time. Let's go. Oh, I'm gonna be a settings world champion, you hear me?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. This is the story of a man named Stanley. This is the
Do 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 do. Yeah, we did it. Next one. I think we did it. I think that was all of it. How did that not work? No, it didn't. Is there more? I did all of these. I did all of that. I did this one. I did this one. Bruh! Languages? So here? Nope. That didn't do it. I did this one. I'm just doing everything I can. Yay! I got it! I didn't really have to click everything. Now open. Fuck yeah.
Aha! I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion achievement. Well done. You've experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing.
See the setting sliders too.
So, just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called bumpscosity.
Ooh.
What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I just know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider, and that it'll be available from the settings menu. We'll sort the rest of the details out later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
Wee. Right, I did it. I did it. I'm the settings world champion. Can I go see the bucket now? Oh my god, rage comic. I know, right? Wait, first. It skips numbers. Okay, I'm gonna go see my bucket now. Bye, everybody. Time to see my bucket. Oh, my bucket. Oh, please.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration,
Not my bucket!
I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart.
What happened to the bucket?
As you hold onto the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even
bucket.
You may
Came back.
come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms.
Oh, bucket.
To be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually
It's bucket.
redesigning the
He's
game
safe.
to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect
bucket.
solution. Come on, give it a try.
Bucket. I love you, my bucket.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already
Oh, my
be sweeping
bucket.
through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think
It is
that
a very
just
nice
holding
bucket.
it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Bucket. Oh, thank you so much for joining the Discord. I appreciate it so much. Let's go, bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
The
I'd
bucket
really
sound
like an
effects are
award
great.
If it isn't already.
Well, let's get going. Let's come here, bucket. We're going places. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope we can have some fun. Our next follower milestone is 300, and then we will do some community stuff. Most likely. Figure out something to do together. Come on. Reassurance bucket. Let's go. No, it's just you and me, Mr. Bucket. Oh, hey. Please no screenshots, huh?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
If this is exciting.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh. Great. Great.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
2.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
It's amazing. I know. Game of the year.
To create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it, no matter how good these gags are.
The jump circle is back. I know, right? Ah, jump circle.
Gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, Insert a few of my new features into it, tastefully of course, with respect, with care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2.
Bucket physics.
Let me see if I can
Bucket
pick something
physics.
up.
Bucket physics.
Perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Ooh. How nice. Ooh. Can I become the settings world champion numero dos? Let's go. Stanley Parable 2, let's play. Stanley Parable 2, let's play. Jump circle 2?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Bucket, bucket,
This was
bucket.
not the correct way to the meeting room.
Bucket,
But
bucket, bucket.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And
Oh,
here it
it's
was.
okay.
Had the
See you
bucket
next
turned out to be
stream.
correct?
Thank you so
Was
much.
this better than the
I love
meeting room?
you. Hope you had a
Yes,
good
Stanley
night.
thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I guess everything... I mean, I'm gonna keep going now.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It
Of
should have
course,
alarmed
Bucket.
him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and
Okay,
he
fine.
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Let's go, Mr. Bucket. We're going.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Do
No.
you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. If that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of
I'm
what
sorry, I don't know what
is
a...
and isn't.
I'm not a bucket. I'm sorry. Ah.
Please, step in here for a moment.
Oh no.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right?
Intend on answering every
Everything
question
you
here
ever
wrong.
need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Is this a bucket?
Item 1. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a form of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oh no. They're joking me.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed
Gah!
bucket.
Gah! I'm gonna keep with that. I'm gonna answer this one no matter what. I don't care. I'm stubborn.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket? Are you hallucinating? It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Oh, wait. Trick question, the narrator, everything is a bucket. I know, right?
Is this a bucket?
Ooh. Ooh. Let's see.
Correct.
I knew it! Hello, TNG. Welcome, the Nico Gamer. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing?
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Ha! No, I got you. Fuck you. I win. I win!
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here, and I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket. We both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence.
Well, hello, it's nice to meet you. I hope you enjoy your time here.
Do you know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Are you a bucket? Ava, are you a bucket?
I keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't.
You're tearing me apart, bucket!
We erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
You're tearing me apart, bucket! No, my bucket!
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket.
See?
Oh God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still... You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is...
Audience, you're all buckets, though.
Buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact...
I finally know that I'm in a bucket.
Game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Yay!
And we'll know that it's all a bucket.
Yay!
But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention it. Who knows what that
Yay!
information might do to a
Woo!
person. All right,
Bucket!
here we go.
Bucket, 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 bucket. I'm gonna go with the bucket. Adidi. Everything looks a bit...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
This is very strange, very, very strange.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him,
It called to me.
telling him that the employee
Yeah.
was simply the...
I'm glad you noticed it, Neko Gamer. That's very nice of you.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
It's the only thing I can
Stanley
think
thought
of.
to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket
What an
turned out.
insightful bucket. What an insightful bucket.
No, never mind.
The bucket was wrong.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking
We don't
to
question the
him. It
bucket.
should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk.
Buckets
But
can't
Stanley
talk.
chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket
Grumpy old bucket. I will do whatever you ask, Mr. Bucket.
In here.
said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
I did.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home where we can go about life together.
Of course I will. You and me, Bucket.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
Where's my bucket?
Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend.
Where's my bucket?
And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Where's the bucket? Where's my bucket? Where's my bucket? Where's my bucket? Bucket! He'll say it's me. Your bucket! Press Q to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable reassurance bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders.
Bucket!
The bucket say to him is just in his head.
I'm gonna take you back with me.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this,
Bucket.
obsessing over an inanimate metal
Bucket!
object.
Bucket!
I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Oh, Bucket. We're gonna go back to work together, Mr. Bucket. Bucket!
Try anyway.
Bucket.
Stanley,
Bucket!
can you hear me?
Bucket!
Listen to me. It's
Bucket!
just a bucket. It
Bucket!
can't think. It can't talk.
Oh, Mr.
All
Bucket.
it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different
Oh,
location.
Bucket.
That's it.
Yeah, who
It
needs
doesn't
main
do
ending?
anything else.
Oh, my Bucket. We won't listen to the loud man, Bucket.
You see, he's not listening.
Oh, Bucket.
He's still taking orders from the bucket.
Oh,
You know,
Bucket.
Once upon a time, it was me he took orders from.
Oh,
me
Bucket.
he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Oh. I love you, Bucket. I love you so much.
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore.
Oh,
From
Mr.
now on,
Bucket.
he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket. This
Bucket.
sort of shiny bucket.
Oh, Bucket.
Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
It's a very pretty bucket. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? I do! I love you, Mr. Bucket!
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from
We
one
watch
room
TV
to
together,
another.
Mr. Bucket. Just you and me, Mr. Bucket. Oh, I love this. Thank you, Mr. Bucket.
Oh my God, what am I saying?
Oh,
Better
Mr.
at
Bucket.
carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket.
It's just
literally
you and me,
a
Bucket.
Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than
Lol.
just a regular bucket?
Home to work to home to work to home. Of course.
Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. Oh no! What's going on? Why do I want to deal with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand.
Bucket!
Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing.
The companion cube parallels make my heart hurt, huh?
In
Yeah.
this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or else.
Oh, Bucket, please save me, Mr. Bucket. Go back to work, Stanley. Mr. Bucket says. Argo, please. Ah, Bucket. Bucket!
All of his co-workers were gone. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Doopy doopy
Stanley had
doop.
felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it
Doopy
was.
doopy doop.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Time to go pull out the
Stanley
plug.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did
Bucket!
not know how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
It's the best bucket ever.
He was convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Bucket,
In
bucket, bucket.
here,
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Bucket, bucket,
Stanley
bucket, bucket,
once again
bucket, bucket,
obeyed
bucket, bucket,
blindly.
bucket, bucket.
Now pick up the...
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things.
You know what I want. You know what I've been through.
It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer?
I didn't get the joke.
Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Yeah. Ooh,
What is comedic timing?
let's go.
What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies?
Ah,
And more
yes.
importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is
Yes.
let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in
That's
a
very
room of
important.
no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including
Important.
the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With
Important.
these steps complete, it's time to begin the
It's
humor.
time to begin.
Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, I'm
Dunny
with the
with the
funny,
funny."
now.
Dunny with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy.
I'm Dunny with the funny.
Finally, it's time to hand out surveys.
Important.
Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times.
Very important.
Be sure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all.
Woo!
Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After
Indeed.
all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Godspeed.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along,
perfect.
Let's head back.
Go on then, Mina. Let's go. Oh, of course, the safety net is back.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really
Oh,
going to
boy.
nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now? Well, I
Indeed.
wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure.
The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke.
Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Doopy doopy doo. Doopy 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 doo. Doopy 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 bucket doo. Bucket bucket.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
We.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this.
We
There was
fucked it
supposed
up.
to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to.
How did the saving
Oh, my
work in this
fault. I
game?
must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself.
You would anchor the
I
narrator that you
deserve
don't
the
understand
title of
comedy.
I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back.
It all said, "Don't worry, you can quit anytime and it starts a new loop."
Yes,
Okay.
surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Let's get scolded.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions fail into... Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... a word to describe a bucket.
Uni logo!
It is so metal. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what we're doing. King of comedy again. More instructional videos.
Many videos.
Let's see.
Okay. As much fun as we've been having, I think that was a good place to end it. There we go. The sequel is now paused. Okay, so I will probably keep getting with the bucket vibes. Bucket. Okay, yes, what is it? Yes. I'm remembering. I'm focusing so damn hard. Don't launch the game before you're streaming. It's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to launch it to, like, give sound, but it's okay. Yeah, I'll do it. Okay. Yes, sir. I will do that. Alright, so we are going... I'm glad you enjoyed it, Kirito. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much to Argo and to everyone else who appeared. Thank you so much to Mirajo for the subscription, for the sub, for the gift sub, for the bits. Thank you so much. We are going to raid Arena. She's playing Valorant. She's a really sweet koi fish VTuber, and she's very nice, and I hope you will enjoy going there today. Thank you. And I will see you guys on Friday for more Detective Nagito Komaeda on the case. I'm really excited. We're probably gonna finish the game. It's gonna be so cool. So yeah, thank you guys so much. The stream was great and a lot of fun. I'm glad you liked watching me be a chaos gremlin for a day. And I hope to see you guys soon. Goodbye! Oyasamina!